Hello, I'm Katie Woods. I'm one of the directors in our corporate reporting services team with a focus on sustainability reporting. And I'm back this week with an update on all that's going on in the sustainability reporting arena. This week, I thought I'd focus on the ISSB meeting, that's the International Sustainability Standards Board meeting, that took place on the 21st of February 2024. There were two items on the agenda. First of all, the rather tricky area of materiality and educational material that the ISSB are looking to issue. And then some discussion on the criteria that need to be satisfied in relation to preparing for the areas that the ISSB are going to focus on. So the criteria for the next standards, which were brought about through discussion of the agenda priorities in 2023. So focusing on the materiality guidance, it's probably worth mentioning that this is not the only framework that is looking to produce materiality assessment guidance. The EFRAG, who were involved in the initial drafting of the European Sustainability Reporting Standards, the ESRS, have materiality assessment implementation guidance currently out in draft. So there's a lot coming out or is to be issued relating to materiality assessment. The ISSB focus is going to be obviously won't be standard setting, it's more about guidance or adding to the standards that are there already. It will be looking at ISSB, so own materiality, and not call it financial materiality, but relates to information and not topics. So what does this mean? It means that there is a focus on the investors of the entity, not a single investor, but a group of investors. And as I say, looking at the materiality of information that's being provided rather than on topics within the sustainability reporting arena. There'll also be connection to the financial statements. So with the same body, the IFRS Foundation, producing not only the IFRS financial reporting standards, but also the sustainability disclosure standards, means that there's a need, or there will be a connection between the two. Also clarification that we'll use the same terms as in the standard, and to try and make the educational material as short and informative as possible, including examples. So really providing guidance to those applying the IFRS sustainability disclosure standards. As I said, it will look at the common need for investors and not just an individual investor, and also looking at potentially a wider effect of the reporting for areas such as the greenhouse gas emissions disclosures, which are going to not only look at those investors, but actually at the wider community as well. So there's no clear timeline as to when this educational material will be out, but personally, I think it will be really great to see this coming out to help as territories adopt or look to adopt the ISSB IFRS Sustainability Disclosure Standards. The other area to focus on was that of the criteria to identify the agenda priorities. As I mentioned, the agenda priorities were consulted on during 2023, and there have been a number of discussions by the board about the outcome of the ISSB priority focus. This month, there was a focus on the criteria. So what criteria need to be satisfied in order for the right priorities to be addressed? It is worth mentioning that one of the main things that came through in that exposure draft or discussion was the fact that the ISSB was encouraged to help with implementation of the standards. And actually that's what's happened here with the materiality educational material. So that's it for this week. Thank you very much for joining me, and looking forward to you coming and joining me on the next Sustainability Snippets. Thanks very much.